Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to really get into the stuff that matters for navigating your world, especially those early career years. And today, we're diving into something super crucial, I think. It's called the power of a positive no.
Hmm. Yeah, and this isn't, about just being blunt or shutting people down. It's more subtle. It's a soft skill, really. How to protect what's important to you, your time, your values, without wrecking relationships in the process. Crafting a no that's strong, but I guess constructive.
Exactly. Constructive is the word because, so many of us get caught in these traps, right? When someone asks for something we don't want to give or we're in a tough spot, we either just say yes to keep the peace.
And then maybe feel resentful later.
Totally. Or the opposite. We kind of lash out, say no really harshly, maybe out of frustration.
Yeah, been there. And then you regret that too.
Right. Or maybe the most common one, we just avoid it. Hope the problem just vanishes.
Which it never does. Pretty much never. So none of that works well long term. Today we're looking at this positive no idea. It changes the game. It shows you how to bring your yes, what you do want, and your no together powerfully. And we're using some really great insights from a top expert in, handling conflict.
Okay, so let's get into it.
Sure.
You often mention that a lot of our problems, especially starting out, first jobs, office life, they come from saying yes too much when we maybe should have said no.
Oh, absolutely. It's a huge source of trouble.
Yeah.
Think about this guy, Chris. He was in a seminar. He was involved in this massive deal, like $150 million, huge. He'd done the homework, run the numbers, and it was crystal clear this deal, not going to be profitable.
Okay, so he knew.
He knew. But here's the thing. Everyone else, they were totally pumped, super excited about it.
Ah, the peer pressure.
Exactly. He felt like he couldn't be the one to, throw a wrench into the works.
So he said yes.
He said yes, went along, and guess what? A year later,
Big mess.
huge mess. They were scrambling to clean it all up.
Yeah.
It's just a classic case of a yes that cost way too much, should have been a no.
Wow, yeah, I think we can all relate to feeling that pressure, that Chris moment.
For sure. And his story, it really highlights what our source calls the 3A trap.
3 A's.
Accommodate, attack, and avoidance. Chris was accommodating,
Yeah.
right? Driven by fear, wanting to be liked, not wanting to rock the boat.
That's 1A.
Then there's attack. This is often like a rebound from accommodating too much. Finally snap and say no, but aggressively. Damage done.
Right. And the third.
Avoidance, just hoping the issue disappears. We saw all three actually play out in a big way with Royal Dutch Shell back in '04. They over-reported their oil reserves by like 20%.
Whoa.
Yeah. So the chairman, he attacked, just insisted they were right, the head of exploration. He accommodated first, then attacked back hard in an email when he got a bad review.
And the CFO.
Avoidance, total avoidance, praying it would blow over. Nope. All three lost their jobs. The company's reputation tanked. It's kind of like trying to herd cats with a wet noodle. Avoiding the problem just makes a bigger mess.
Huh. Love that image. Okay, so that's the trap. How do we get out? You mentioned the positive no. It sounds like it goes against that idea that you either use power or protects the relationship. Like you have to choose.
Precisely. The positive no says you can and should do both. Use your power and nurture the relationship. It's about constructive confrontation, respectful but firm. Tony Blair, former UK Prime Minister, he said something like,
The art of leadership is not saying yes, it's saying no.
that's the one. It's about a no that comes from a really strong underlying yes.
Okay, that makes sense. A no rooted in a yes. Which leads us nicely into the first stage, prepare. You say the real power of no comes from what you're saying yes to. How do we even start finding that yes? Especially when we're feeling pressured.
It sounds basic, but it's often the hardest part, honestly. Figuring out your yes. What's your purpose here? What do you really need? What are your core values? And what's interesting is how our feelings, our emotions, can actually help. They're like intelligence signals.
How so?
Well, fear might signal a threat to something you care about. Anger tells you something's wrong, needs fixing. Guilt often points to relationships you value.
Ah, so instead of ignoring them or fighting them.
Listen to them. They can actually guide you towards that deeper yes. They're not the enemy, they're clues.
That's a really helpful way to think about it. Can you give an example? How does uncovering that yes look in practice?
Sure. Think about a sales manager. His biggest customer keeps pushing for lower prices, relentlessly. When he really dug deep, asked himself, what's my fundamental yes here? He landed on putting food on my family's table.
Wow. Okay.
Suddenly, saying no to those price cuts wasn't just business, it was deeply personal. It gave his no real strength.
Okay, I see.
Or Sharon Watkins at Enron, saying no to those shady accounting practices. Her yes wasn't just company rules. It was a fundamental yes to honesty, to integrity. Her mom even said there was no option for her but to speak up.
Because the yes was so strong.
Exactly. That yes is the bedrock. It's what makes your no solid.
So it's about shifting, moving away from just reacting to acting with purpose. How do we actually do that? Stop the knee-jerk reaction.
Right. That's the next crucial bit of preparation. Shifting from reactive to proactive. Our default, especially under pressure, is often fear, anger, guilt. Straight into that accommodation, attack, avoidance trap.
Reacting instead of responding.
Exactly. The goal is to act from a place of clarity, purpose, not just lashing out or caving in.
There's that great old Japanese story, right, about the samurai?
Yeah, the samurai and the fisherman. It's perfect.
Tell us quickly.
Okay, so this samurai, known for his temper, is about to slice up a fisherman who owes him money. Just pure rage. But the fisherman reminds him of his master's teaching. Never strike out of anger. The samurai pauses, goes home. Later that night, sees his wife in bed with what looks like a stranger. Jealous rage kicks in again. He's about to strike.
Oh, no.
But then he remembers the fisherman's words. He pauses, makes a noise. Turns out the stranger is his mother, dressed in his clothes to scare off burglars.
Wow, that pause saved him.
That pause saved everything. It's the go to the balcony idea.
The balcony.
Yeah, like stepping back mentally, getting perspective, observing the situation calmly from a distance before you react. It lets you see your yes instead of just getting swept away by the emotion of the moment.
Okay, that's a great metaphor. But practically for, us folks in our first jobs, maybe put on the spot in a meeting, how do you actually get to that balcony?
Right, good question. The practical tool here is super simple, but powerful. Take a time out. Seriously, time to think is precious these days. So have some phrases ready, rote phrases.
Like what?
If someone hits you with a demand, you could say, let me think about that and I'll get back to you tomorrow.
Okay, buys you time.
Or, now's not the best moment. Can we circle back this afternoon? Or even, I need to check with my team partner on that.
Deferring slightly.
Yeah. Think of it like your internal buffering icon. Sometimes you just need a second to load the right response.
Instead of buffering straight into saying something you regret.
Exactly.
I like that. That little pause, that moment to breathe, it really can make all the difference, give you back some control. And speaking of control, feeling powerful in that situation seems key, which leads to having a backup plan, right? A plan B.
Absolutely essential. That's the next piece. Empowering your no with a plan B. A plan B is basically what can you do on your own by yourself if the other person doesn't agree or cooperate.
Okay, so it's independent.
Totally independent. It gives you strength because you're not relying on them saying yes for you to be okay. It shifts the power dynamic.
Can you give an example of that?
Yeah, the story of Jim Weir at Snapper Lawnmowers is a classic. He basically said no to Walmart.
To Walmart, wow.
Yeah. Walmart wanted a massive price cut, promised huge orders in return. Most people would jump at that. But Weir looked ahead 10 years down the road and saw it would destroy Snapper's quality, their core values, their long-term survival.
So his yes was to Snapper's future.
Precisely. Even though Walmart was 20% of their business, he said no. His plan B, develop other clients, focus elsewhere.
And having that plan B gave him the confidence to walk away.
Exactly. And Snapper thrived because of it. That's the power of a solid plan B.
Okay, so plan B could be finding other clients. What else?
Well, it could be unilateral self-help. Like if a supplier is squeezing you, maybe you figure how to make that part yourself.
Taking control.
Or an exit strategy.
Sure.
If your boss is impossible, maybe your plan B is quietly looking for another job.
Right.
And a really important one, building a coalition, getting support from others.
Like Rosa Parks, her no on that bus was incredibly powerful, but it was backed by the whole Montgomery bus boycott, right? A massive coalition.
Yeah. Exactly. Collective power. And one more tactic here, under-preparing. Take away their stick.
Take away their stick. Sounds aggressive.
It's not about attacking back. It's about neutralizing their ability to attack or threaten you.
Okay.
Simple example. A salesperson has a difficult customer who always goes over their head to the boss to get discounts. So, the salesperson proactively talks to their boss first, explains the situation.
Gets ahead of it.
Right. So when the customer inevitably says, I'm going to your boss, the salesperson can calmly say, please do, here's her number, I've already briefed her.
Boom, stick neutralized.
Stick neutralized. Their leverage is gone.
Okay, so prepare your yes, get proactive, have a plan B, neutralize threats. That's a lot of prep work.
It is, but it makes the delivery so much easier and more effective. But none of it works if you don't approach it with respect. Which brings us to a really core idea. Respect your way to yes.
Respect your way to yes, even when you're about to say no?
Especially then. Respect here means valuing the other person as a human being, even if you really dislike them or what they're asking for. The word itself, respect, comes from Latin, respectare, to look again.
You look again, I like that.
Yeah. Take a second look. Try to see the person behind the demand. Maybe see their fear, their need, whatever's driving them.
There's that amazing story about the old Japanese man on the train.
Oh, yeah, with the angry, drunk laborer. So powerful.
Remind us?
This big, drunk guy gets on the train, spoiling for a fight, shouting, everyone's scared. But this little old man, he doesn't confront him. He just starts talking to him kindly. Asks about his day, talks about Sake, his wife, his persimmon tree. Just simple human connection.
With respect.
Pure respect and empathy. And the angry guy, he slowly calms down, starts sobbing, talking about his troubles.
Wow.
The old man completely disarmed him, just with respect, prevented something potentially awful.
It shows how powerful that approach can be.
It really does. Respect builds goodwill. It makes people more likely to listen to you, even when you're delivering a no. It's like the cheapest concession you can make, and it often yields the biggest return. It softens the ground.
So how do we show respect, practically, when we're getting ready to say no?
Okay, few key things. First,
Yeah?
listen. Attentively.
Oh.
Really listen. 2 ears, 1 mouth. Right.
Like, if you don't listen to them...
Why should they listen to you?
Do it.
Exactly. Second, ask clarifying questions. Don't assume you know why they want something. Ask.
Like, help me understand what you need here.
Perfect. Or, what's the core problem we're trying to solve?
Hmm.
You might uncover something surprising. Third, and this is crucial, acknowledge their point of view.
Even if you totally disagree.
Especially then. You don't have to agree with it, just acknowledge it. I understand this is frustrating for you. Or, I can see why you feel that way.
Okay.
Then you follow with your no.
Yeah.
And I'm not able to do what you're asking.
Yeah.
Remember the aunt with the nephew and the match?
Oh, yeah, he lit a match.
Right. Instead of just yelling no, she said, "Ah, you did it. It lights. Wow." She acknowledged his discovery, his excitement.
Before saying no.
Before saying, "Okay, now that you know how, promise me you won't do it again." It's dangerous. Acknowledgement first.
That's clever. It's like acknowledging their impressive tightrope walk, even if you're definitely not joining them up there.
Ah, exactly. It lets them save face.
Yeah.
And one last thing on respect.
Yeah.
Start the conversation positively.
How?
Simple things. "Thanks for bringing this to me," or "I appreciate you coming to talk," or just, "Can we chat for a moment?" Sets a constructive tone right away.
Okay, so we've done all this prep, uncovered our yes, got our plan B, focused on respect. Now it's time. Stage 2, deliver the positive no. And the structure you mentioned is simple. Yes, no, yes.
That's it. 3 parts. First, express your yes, state your underlying interest or value. Second, assert your no, the clear limit. Third, propose a yes, offer an alternative path.
Can you give us a quick example? Maybe declining an invitation.
Sure. Okay, imagine you get asked to join a committee you don't have time for. You could say, "It's really good to hear from you, and I'd really admire the valuable work the center is doing." You're valuing the relationship, their work.
Okay, positive start.
For family reasons right now, I'm just not taking on any new commitments. That's your no clear, simple reason, firm limit.
Got it. Direct.
Perhaps next year, if you're still looking, I'd be happy to reconsider. That's proposing a yes, an alternative. Keeps the door open. Thanks so much for thinking of me.
That's really smooth, polite, firm, respectful, offers an alternative. Okay, let's break down that first part. Express your yes. How can we phrase that effectively?
Good question. There are a few ways you can use the statements. These are factual, neutral, focus on the situation, not blame.
Example.
Instead of "you delayed the project," try "the project got delayed because of the many changes requested." See? Hard on the problem, soft on the person.
Okay, factual. What else?
I statements. These express your feelings, your interests directly. Not "you disappointed me, but I feel disappointed." Remember the college student? Her friend wanted romance. She wanted friendship. She used I statements about her interest in expanding her social circle, keeping things platonic.
And he respected that because it was about her needs.
Exactly. And finally, we statements. These appeal to shared interests, common goals, values. Really useful at work.
Right.
Like the manager declining a promotion. She framed it as "we benefit." My taking this would block someone else's growth opportunity in the team. Appeals to shared company values.
Nice. Framing it for the collective good. Okay, so we've expressed our yes. Now for the tricky part. Asserting your no. How do we do that well?
Tone is huge here. Quiet, deep, firm. It conveys you mean it, and sometimes
Sometimes.
no is a complete sentence. You don't always need a long explanation or excuse. That can just weaken it.
Really, just no.
Think of Larry Bird's agent. Asked for his fee up front. He just politely said he couldn't give a figure yet. It wouldn't be fair to others. Firm, principled no. Sometimes a polite no thank you is all you need.
Okay. Less is more sometimes.
Yeah.
Yes, then no. And finally, propose a yes. As you close one door, open another. Is that the idea? Don't just block them, redirect them.
That's exactly it. Don't leave them frustrated. Give them somewhere else to go. Look for a third option. Remember the dad who hated dogs, just said nope, ended up with two anyway. Contrast that with the mom whose daughter wanted a big dog. Mom said no to the big dog, but then proposed a yes by bringing home a tiny puppy.
Ah, a different yes that still met some need.
Right. It acknowledged the daughter's desire for a pet, just redirected it. And when you make that proposal, that yes,
Yeah.
make it clear, specific actions, not fuzzy attitudes. Please speak quietly. Not, don't be aggressive. Make it feasible, something they can actually do. And frame it positively, focus on what you do want, not just what you don't.
Okay, that's the delivery. Yes. No. Yes. But what happens after? Does it always stick? What's stage 3? Follow through.
Right. Follow through is critical. It's about consistency and persistence. Underscoring your no if needed. Think of Emily Wilson, the economist Galbraith's housekeeper. President Lyndon Johnson calls, demands she wake Galbraith from his nap.
What does she do?
She just calmly said, I work for Mr. Galbraith, sir, not for you. And hung up. Consistent boundary.
Wow. Cutsy.
Absolutely. It's also about using the principle. Educate. Let reality be their teacher.
How does that work?
Use reality testing questions. Give warnings about natural consequences, not personal threats. Think about the Challenger disaster.
Oh, right. The engineers knew about the O-ring risks.
They did. When management was pressuring them to approve the launch, they could have asked something like, are you prepared to take personal responsibility for overruling our engineering judgment if these O-rings fail, potentially resulting in the loss of the shuttle and the astronauts' lives?
Oof. Powerful question.
It puts the consequences squarely on the table. It lets reality, the potential reality, be the teacher, not just you being difficult.
So, wrapping this all up then, this positive no,
Yeah.
it's really about blending the yes and the no together, isn't it?
It is. You need both. As the source says, yes without no is appeasement. No without yes is war. Neither is good,
It's about protecting yourself, your values, your boundaries.
while still keeping those important connections strong,
Yeah.
which is just vital, especially when you're starting out building your professional life.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe a final thought here, it's a bit provocative perhaps, comes from Gandhi, actually. He suggested true strength isn't really about how much you can win or dominate.
What is it then?
It's about how much you can give and how much you can respect, even in disagreement. The goal isn't just to win the argument, maybe. It's about building relationships that can actually handle disagreement and still endure, move forward together.
That's a really powerful way to look at it. Building stronger relationships, even through saying no. Okay, so let's recap the key takeaways for everyone listening. First, dig deep to uncover your yes. That's your foundation.
Then prepare, get perspective, go to the balcony.
Yeah.
Have that crucial plan B, and maybe take away their stick.
Show genuine respect for the other person, even if you disagree. Listen, acknowledge their view.
Then deliver your positive no clearly. Express your yes, assert your no, propose a different yes.
And finally, follow through with consistency. Let reality be the teacher. Always be looking for that golden bridge towards a good outcome for everyone. This has been incredibly insightful. Thank you for breaking that down for us. And thank you all for joining us on this deep dive into the power of a positive no. We really hope this gives you some practical tools for your own life, your work, those daily interactions. This has been the Deep Dive. Join us again next time as we explore more essential skills for your level 1 life.